Ah! The briny odor of algae and fish guts becomes a foul breeze that makes your nose wrinkle. Why did I forget the perfumed scarves? This is worse than last time. Makes sense, we're closer to the fish farms. In the distance, scaffolding divides the shore into a mosaic of ponds filled with fish kept fresh for the slaughter. So where's the dockmaster? He's around, but I wouldn't know where exactly. Are the fish ponds under his jurisdiction? I think so. I don't come here often. Why? The people here are hardworking folk, and I tend to leave those be. How noble of you. Silas rolls her eyes. I'm surprised you seem to hold the dockmaster in some sort of regard, given your usual attitude about people of a certain stature. That's because he used to be a sailor before becoming the dockmaster, and you can see it. He's a real person underneath all the rules. Anyways, it'll be a delight to meet him. Your forced tone conveys the message. Silas mumbles something under her breath and drops the topic. Let's look around, shall we? Sand crunches happily under your feet when you walk on the shore. From the scaffolding, the fish harvesters regard you with curious looks. Silas, can you describe the dockmaster for us? Tall, has a tattoo on his arm. That's not specific. Wait, it's not the guy who's been coming to the temple, is it? Keeps his beard short. He doesn't fit in his nice jacket anymore, so he lets it flap around like a mantle. Why don't we ask around as well? Someone must know where he's hiding. Hiding? The poor man's probably working. He can give us a minute of his time, busy or not. Marine rolls her eyes. Anglers and sailors busy themselves around the fish ponds. You spot two mariners taking a break in a shaded corner, caught in an animated conversation. A few feet behind them, a rowboat is being repaired and has attracted a small group of bystanders. Another group of people is chatting amicably while fixing the nets strewn over the sandy shore. The people taking a break are probably the most likely to actually, stop and talk with us. You approach the two people sitting on the ground, a bulky man and a woman with a scar on her forehead. They look at Marine, then at each other. I didn't do anything wrong, did I? A grin slowly appears on Marine's face. I don't know. Did you? Silas elbows her. Do you know where the dockmaster is? Haven't seen him around. He turns towards the woman and wordlessly signs something. After a moment of thought, she signs something back and points towards the city. Friend saw him go towards the warehouses. Thank you. We'll be on our way. The warehouses sounds exceedingly vague. They're the biggest part of the harbor. I'm sure we'll find him. That's the spirit. The warehouses are squat buildings with chipped facades, so covered in inscriptions, some in chalk, some in tar. City guards patrol the narrow streets. When they see you, they stop in their tracks to whisper something to each other. Great. Oh, fuck it, I'll do it. Strange group you got there. Guard's not wrong. Need something. We need to talk with the dockmaster. He's in this district, this much we know, but where exactly? He just took 2 Illyrians to his chancery. He should still be there. I know where that is. We bob a curtsy to the guards and thank them. Okay, that's nice. Every time I fucking see them, I just expect us to have a problem. chancery is just one building away among many, bleached by the sun and ravaged by inscriptions in several languages you don't recognize. Why didn't you bring us here in the first place? Because he's usually on a boat or at the docks, not in there. From the other side of the door, the occasional raised voice can be heard. Silas knocks vigorously. Sir, this is an emergency! A voice rises above the others in a foreign tongue. A moment later, the door opens of its own accord and a bearded man limps out, followed by another with a red face and frown lines carved between his eyebrows. Lyrians, huh? What was their problem? Birthplace of poetry and song in the middle sea, ruled by the Titans atop the tallest peak, always shrouded by clouds. Its flag depicts the profile of first Titan enshrined in a laurel wreath. Much of the rich traditions people associate with Aniseta are Illyrian in origin. The plays written for their masked theater are considered unmatched to this day. Wow. Is that the only... Oh, Bastián the Duckmaster. Picked up several languages as a sailor and is said to speak 7 of them fluently. Damn! Rather than holding himself up in his chancery like his predecessor, Bastián walks around the harbor to welcome mooring ships, solve problems, and share a bite with the people that work with him. That's nice. They're fools letting marital problems sour business. That's their problem. Come in. You step into the sea of logs and nautical charts that is the chancery. The dockmaster is a portly man with a friendly face. However, he appears defeated. Oh no! His mood soured by the squabbling Illyrians. That's a lot of fucking gushy shadow. Oh shit. Then you see his shadow. It dances madly, thrashing like kelp in a current. It's trying to rip itself from him. What the hell? Wait. Silas, it's you, and you're not alone. He looks at Marine in alarm, who graces him with a polite smile. Then at you, faced with status, he straightens his posture to introduce himself. Name's Bastián. It's a pleasure to meet you. These are Miss Marine and Miss Sarah. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? I wasn't jesting when we said we have an emergency. His shadow is straining itself, trying to touch yours despite its frenzied dance. Oh, okay? You take a step forward, and it's enough for his shadow to spill into yours. Oh, piss! Shattered wings, a crown of teeth. Tendrils that end in talons. Won't you answer my pleas? Throne of salt-encrusted bones. You rip your shadow away from his. Okay, sick. Worth it for the art, honestly. That was dope. Cold sweat drips from your forehead. There's too much water in you. Too much. You need to get it out. Zara? Bastián's face is a mask of terror. His nails scrape crescents on his arm, marks of the deep, a sign that his soul too has been touched by whatever lurks in the sea. What was that? His nails draw blood. It was the siren, the one that prowls the seabed and fills your people with nightmares. Primal, Almighty, watch over us all. Does that mean you're here to help? He glances at Marine, but you're the one to answer him with a determined nod. Lock the door, or we'll keep being interrupted. Silas does as asked. His desk is littered with nautical charts, logbooks, and stray rolls of parchment. Tell us what you know. I didn't care much for the rumors at the beginning. Seeing a siren is every mariner's dream after all. That was until the dreams became nightmares. There's something wrong with all those afflicted, and with me. His frenzied shadow can't stay still. Whoa! Someone bangs on the door, startling you. Bastián rolls his eyes and ignores the distraction. Why did you keep things quiet? I made the mistake of informing the Citadel of the situation. They claim that with the Solstice Festival so close, we can't afford to scare off merchants with rumors of a siren. Celebration of the first summer harvest. 5-day-long festival sponsored by the Temple of the Prime. City adorns itself with drapes to please the lady. Dances are held in every square and minstrels freely perform in the streets. Noble houses are established or reinstated only once per year during the festival, and it's customary for fresh houses to host banquets in the streets for the populace. Those nobles really only think with their coin pouches, huh? Till one of their vessels attacked, and only then I fear they'll allow me to act. Haven't been idle, of course. I have been telling all departing vessels to take a longer route because of unpredictable weather. Oh, what about ships inbound for Carolise? With no way to contact the ships on water, all I can do for them is pray. How do you know of the siren? Yeah, actually we'll do this, because then maybe I can be like, hey, by the way, tell your people that the Lady of Dreams is a fucking sham, dude. Desperate sailor contacted the Lady of Dreams through me. This scam is still around. Seems so. Sailors were thinking of pitching in to have her rebalance their humors. Bastián's frown deepens. I'll have a talk with them. Excellent. Mission accomplished. How many have been affected thus far? I've talked with dozens of people, some worse than others. Spending time away from the sea seems to help. Bastián's shadow waits for your eyes to focus on it, then stretches to touch Silas's. Her own shadow quivers and begins animating too. Of course, the islanders can't do that. He scratches the scars on his arm. And neither can I. Miss Marne, if you're here, does that mean the halls themselves are taking an interest in our predicament? Zara is, thus so am I. You can see from his face that he has opinions about Marne's forcefulness, but is polite enough to keep them to himself. We know the siren is somewhere on the route to Ligustica. Close enough. Bastián takes out a map from the case on his hip and unrolls it on his desk. A web of lines, some red, some green, almost conceals the Middle Sea from you. From distant Waret in the east to Lusitania in the west, the entire basin is depicted. Coastal settlements and cities are marked with names so small you'd have to squint to read them. Lusitania, at the edge of this great kingdom, the Middle Sea turns into the unfathomable ocean. What lies beyond is unknown. Lusitania's flag depicts shields and castles arranged under a crown. We're filling out the world. I don't know where these places are in relation to each other or what this could look like on a map, but hey, we know the names of places. Sailor's account of the nightmares plaguing the docks. Thing has beady eyes under its crown of teeth. How do I know it's a crown? Because it sits on his friggin' head. Have you ever seen a jellyfish? Pretty little things that dance around in the water, dumb as rocks. Siren has tentacles that look like theirs too, with talons at the ends. Never seen a jellyfish with weapons. Yeah, I said siren. What else could it be? Looks at me and I weep, for I am water, and to water I must return. Wow, shit, okay. Well, that's that. His finger ends up a smidgen above the Isle of Fiorella. This is where the Thean... Wait, shit. This is where the Thean vessel that sank some days ago was attacked. It's also close to where the route to Ligustica diverges from the others. Siren moves, but never too far from here. This is immensely helpful. Wish I could do something more about it, but I don't want to send my people to their deaths. If the dockmaster were to ask for my services, he would do so against the express wishes of the Citadel. You're about to say something when he raises his gaze and steels himself. I don't need any convincing. I know what's right, and it's not what the Citadel wants. However, the Hall's vessel doesn't sail in times of peace. Miss Marne, would someone like you object to boarding a merchant ship as opposed to the Hall's galleass? Galleass? Ships. It would shield me from the ire of the Citadel, at least for a while. Not at all. Discretion can be novel in its own right. He looks at all of you and nods. I'll request the assistance of the Halls. Fortune favors you, Dockmaster. You stand in the presence of the third of the council. Mouth agape, Bastián suddenly straightens his posture. Oh my, wish I had known before. I do not have the power to call for an extraordinary assembly on my own. Fret not. With your help, I am certain I could bring more members to our cause. I'm thinking of a letter. A shout outside is quickly followed by more banging on the door. Silas, do me a favor and tell the people outside to come back later. For one iron piece, I'll do it. Bastián clicks his tongue and flicks a coin in her direction. Silas catches it, checks it against the light, and nods. Consider it done. He'll help Bastián and Marne write the letter while Silas keeps the piece outside. Once Marne is satisfied with it, Bastián seals it in wax with his signet ring and hands it to her. I pray our extraordinary assembly can take place tomorrow. And I'll pray for your success, Miss Marne. We did it. You escort Marne back to the halls. I'm surprised the Dockmaster didn't question your involvement, Zara. Well, I mean, shit's bad, so... Desperate enough not to question where the help is coming from, yeah? Oh, shit, Jesus. There they are, the halls, shimmering like a jewel amongst the sun-baked bricks. Do you think the halls will really agree to help? The only way to reach the siren is with magic. That's not an answer. It's the best one I can give you at the moment. Marne approaches the watery gates of her home with purpose, but stops in her tracks to address you. How I wish you could come with me, my friend. You can't, and that only makes her yearn for you more. Farewell. She leaves you with one last glance. Huh? What now? The afternoon. I love how Silas noted that and was just like, huh, okay. The afternoon sun scorches all its rays touch and makes the glittering waves of the hall square almost too bright for comfort. Let's hang out, buddy. Listen, Alfion's fine, but I don't know why I would search him out at this moment, you know? I don't have a reason to. After seeing the refrain, I think the house could use a bit more stuff in it. What do you say? Want to help me with some shopping? Hell yes, I'd love to. Nice. I needed another pair of hands to haul everything back to the Eastern Hold. Sick. The market and the rest is a bunch of stalls gathered around Autry's statue. Most of the items sold are an array of household bits and bobs, buckets, rope, rags, and knives. What else could you possibly need, huh? Silas begins walking towards the stall with confidence before spinning around to address you. You don't mind staying behind while I bargain, do you? She flashes you a big grin and continues on her way. Doesn't take her too long. You see her buy several items and keep her hands in sight while the trader is counting the money. Here, help me carry some. She hands you something rather heavy rolled in a small rug. What even is this? A whetstone. That's how you keep a blade sharp. You begin making your way to the Eastern Hold. All you got was a whetstone and a rug? Oh, no, wait. That's all I'm carrying. Never mind. So, how do you like the refrain? It's lovely. You do know that you can visit any time, right? Her cheeks suddenly flush. I'll keep that in mind. With a sudden gasp, Silas points at an open window in the distance on the second floor. Look there! Those are the kitchens of House Qualia. The coat of arms of House Qualia depicts a majestic queen of the woods. A series of droughts has forced the house to sell many of their assets, but their ancestral villa in the Forester's Hide remains their property, despite the high maintenance cost and inconvenient location. You arch an eyebrow. Dinner's gonna be a feast. Hold everything for me, will you? Sure. Sure, fine, sure. Impishness glints in her eyes, softened by her bright red cheeks. I like you. She leaves everything at your feet and jaunts off. You almost expect her to start climbing the nearest wall. She disappears from sight instead. Keeping your eyes on the window, you wait with bated breath until you see her. She makes it look so easy. She knows exactly what to grip and where to put her feet, and in a couple of seconds she's inside. Hear no screams. That's good. How is she gonna climb back with her hands occupied? She must have done this plenty of times already. When she reappears, she's sitting on the window pane with a basket's handle between her teeth. Climb down is less graceful, but she doesn't slip, and soon enough she approaches you with her bounty high in the air. I was right! Tonight we feast! Nice. So what'd you get? Cheese, mutton, a little oranges? She places the basket under your nose. Ah, it smells so good! Silas is eager to return home and guides you to the eastern hold with a brisk pace. I'll take care of what you bought once we arrive. You can dig in. What? Aren't you hungry? You don't have the heart to tell her that the shadows give you sustenance, not food, so you simply shake your head. You never are. As soon as you enter the safe house, she rummages through the basket to find the cheese. It's endearing, especially when she breaks off a piece and offers it to you. Are you sure you don't want some? All right, just a little. She's happy to share everything, but you only take a bit of cheese. It's friable? Friable? What? It's so salty. While she enjoys the fruits of her labor, if burglary can be called that, you make good on your promise and make the space a little livelier. Do you know how to cook, Silas? She gulps down a bite. Hard when you don't have a home. I mean, you do now. You unroll the whetstone from the rug and place the former on the table, the latter in front of the door. I don't want to get attached to the place. I mean, Marine promised that she wouldn't remove you from it. She cuts some of the mutton with her dagger. As long as I'm your bodyguard. How long will her gig last? Hard to say when Silas herself wants to know as little as possible. So, once you're done with the gig, what then? Don't get me wrong, the money's nice, but yeah, you're nice too. More than nice. Very, very... yeah. I'm glad someone in this game is about as fucking tactful as I am. She averts her gaze, red as a beet. I'd stick with you even without the pay. I mean, we're friends! Given her mercenary nature, that sounds like a testament of your friendship. We are! You leave her to her dinner and resume decorating her space. With a rug at the entrance and some clotheslines, the room feels different already. Warmer. Lived in. All it misses is some flowers. Perhaps you could gift some to her. When she's done devouring everything, Silas looks around with wide eyes. What do you think? You have a knack for it. Everything looks like it's always belonged there. Sudden knocking on the door startles you both. Who's there? Do you happen to have a spare bucket for me? I live 2 houses down. Just a minute. Silas gives you an apologetic smile and jumps off the chair. One quick visit to the washing room later, and she opens the door with the bucket in tow. You'll bring it back, right? Prime Almighty be my witness. Of course I will. I just need it for a moment. It's the neighbor that came to visit you at the temple. Why is your fireplace not on? Do you need some embers? No, it's fine. Are you sure? It's much faster than restarting the fire by yourself. I swear, it's fine. After some back and forth, the neighbor leaves and Silas lets out a long huff. I recognized her. She's the one whose cousin died. Yeah. I wanted to test the whetstone, but she said she'd be back. I can open the door for you. Thank you. Silas pulls out 3 daggers of various sizes from her pockets. How many do you have on you at any time? I'm so curious. Can't really let her see these and expect her not to run to the city guard. What do you need 3 daggers for? The small ones for when you need to be discreet. She unsheaths the weapon and begins rasping it against the whetstone. The middle one is good for everything. Cutting, scraping, marking. I only need to sharpen the tip of the bigger one, not the blade, since that one's for throwing. She points at the dagger secured to your belt. That's one of my spare ones. It was lying around for who knows how long, so it could probably use some work anyway. The work has a certain musicality to it. With quick, precise motions, Silas angles the weapon and drags it over the stone, admiring the results against the light every few strokes. Attuned to your wishes, the shadows alert you to the neighbor's presence beyond the door. You open it just as her knuckles reach for it. Oh, you almost scared me, miss. Here's the bucket. Thank you. Say, I don't see the one from the halls with you. She went back there. Some of us were getting worried, you know. It's never a good sign to see them around. But don't tell her I said that. She stands on her tiptoes to look over your shoulder as you block the sight of Silas and her many weapons. Is that a whetstone I hear? I have some knives that need sharpening too. Once we're done, we can lend it to you. Wonderful. Prime watch over you. Once you close the door, Silas shakes her head. Did you just promise her my new whetstone? I was trying to be a good neighbor. But you don't live here anymore. She doesn't know that. She groans. You're right. I should be a good neighbor. This one's done. Want to try sharpening one? Yours, maybe? Yeah. Show me what to do. Silas pats the seat next to her. It's not hard. You lay the flat of the dagger on the whetstone and then angle it just right, and she runs the weapon once, twice on the stone. And you do it for the entirety of the blade. You unsheath your dagger and lay it on the whetstone like she did. Silas places her hands on yours and makes you tilt the blade ever so slightly. She's trying her best not to look at you, flushed as she is. Keep it like this and start sharpening. After a couple of times, you get into a rhythm. You have never been so close to her. Oh, what the fuck? There's hearts now. Oh man, I don't want to. Fuck, shit. Oh man, shit. Fuck. You know what? Let's just focus. We're gonna cut our hand. You actually, no. I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to get me to stab my own damn hand. I'm focusing, and I'm not gonna stab my damn hand. Once all the knives have been sharpened, including the throwing one, now with a needle-sharp tip, you're faced with a choice as the sun heads for the horizon. I mean, I don't want to steal the bed back from you. I'll call it a night. I'll walk you back to the frame then. Thanks. She winks and opens the door for you. Hey, something pulls your consciousness away from the warm void of respite. When you open your eyes, a shadow greets you, stretched thin and pale. It's your own. And you feel like weightless flotsam, carried adrift by waves that inebriate you with their motion. Shadow grows darker to catch your attention. What? The fuck do you want from me? A Voiceless, the shadow quivers, then changes its shape, morphs into a small rowboat with 2 figures on top. Their hands outstretched, they bleed into the sea above. There's so much water in you. You can't contain it all. It overflows through your eyes, seeps out of your skin. Behold the ancient horror, the mistake, the unwanted. Consumed by grief, it will destroy us all. The siren has found you, as abyssal in nature as you are, beguiling and deceptive. How else would it be able to be shadows, to control your shadow? What you feel is real, but is not true. There's no sea around you. You're in the refrain.
Oh, this is such a fucking bad idea.
You want to talk about it? Why does grief consume you? Shadow shatters, then reforms. What do you mean? Forms become more frantic, harder to follow, frustrated possibly, but it's too much, far too much for your poor shadow. The siren loses control of it and it returns yours, dark and still and mirroring your every motion. Tear falls over the sheets. You're drenched in sweat and your cheeks are streaked by copious weeping. You still have too much water in you. Fuck. It's then that you hear footsteps. Something slides under your door, an envelope. You quickly dress yourself and go pick it up. Wax seal on the envelope lacks the usual shimmer. No smoke envelops when you open it. No sweet scent dazzles you. An elegantly penned letter awaits you inside. My dear friend, I'm third of 22, or should I say 21 plus 1? For the council to convene, 5 must be in agreement. I am exalted in success, for I fulfilled your wish and the city's. The council will convene today at the 14th hour. Please ensure that the dockmaster is outside the halls before then. Always yours, Marine. You release the breath you were holding. Exalted in success is indeed a perfect way to describe Marine. There is no guarantee that the halls will assist you in finding the siren, but you trust the dockmaster will make his case successfully. With several hours left before the 14th ring of the bells, you have some time to spend. Taking a bath sounds like a wonderful idea. Wow. Once the sun has dried your hair, you leave for the harbor. You haven't mastered the alleys like Silas has, though well-trafficked main streets take you longer, but also let you catch a glimpse of life in the city. A sprinting dog with a lolling tongue and her young, delighted owner overtake you, all shrill giggles and happy barks. Some streets over, you spot a couple philandering against the lip of a well. You look away and quicken your pace. Close enough to the sea to smell the brine, you're greeted by an old man seated outside his home. A blanket falls straight from the chair, concealing stumps. These are the streets whose life the abyss wants to drown in blood. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Dread dawns upon you as overwhelming as it is painful. You touch your cheek and find it's wet. Despite their holy clothes, despite their ailments, despite the promise of death hanging over their heads, those around you are life unbridled. And you masquerade as them, extend them kindness, despite knowing that you're the harbinger of the darkest hour. A sigh escapes your lips, a moment of weakness before you steel yourself. You don't even know what the darkest hour is. Perhaps it isn't as world-shattering as you think? Enough foolishness, Zara. You focus on the present, on the now, on the siren terrorizing the city, and you march on. You arrive at the harbor well in advance, knowing that you'll have to seek the dockmaster among the mariners. The usual briny smell of the docks is made more bearable by a nearby food stall where chickpeas sizzle in oil. It's attracted quite the crowd. Miss, what are you doing here? A familiar face splits from the group to approach you. It's the sailor that visited you about the Lady of Dreams. I'm looking for the dockmaster. The shadow he casts is so eager to reach out for you that it almost detaches from its owner.
How come?
Have you seen him? Anywhere? The pout, he points at half a dozen boats moored in the distance.
He's on the Waridi galley.
Thank you. The galley is a long-oared vessel, heavy with sailors. Several planks allow them to unload the ship's cargo, barrels with an earthy herbal scent whose lids are stained orange. On top of the ship, with his jacket billowing in the marine breeze, is the dockmaster. He's engrossed in conversation with the worried captain, an equally portly man in colorful robes. None of these sailors are affected by the siren. That's good. Just as your thoughts turn to the monster, Bastian's shadow spills over the galley's side with a spasm to reach out to you. Your own shadow is as much of an extension of you as your own hand. It stretches to meet it, and when they touch, Bastian jolts, suddenly startled. The worry captain laughs, giving the dockmaster the chance to look around and spot you. You don't need to speak the language to know that Bastian is taking his leave. He squeezes past a sailor and reaches your side.
Tell me you bring good news.
I do. The council will convene at the 14th hour. The invisible weight that was dragging his shoulders down is lifted with a sigh of relief. He raises his head to the sky, to the sun that watches over the city, and smiles.
Ladies bless those people. They can see reason, unlike the Citadel.
Are you ready to leave?
Of course.
Bastian knows the way much better than you do, and you let him take the lead.
You know, miss, I have the feeling I've seen you somewhere before.
Oh, really? Where?
Well, I don't leave the harbor very often, so it must have been there.
I don't imagine you remember any details?
I'm afraid not. It's just a feeling.
Dockmaster shudders as soon as the halls in their magical square come into sight.
Not looking forward to this visit.
Have you already been?
A couple of times to discuss works on the harbor.
Oh, shit. The waterfall sliced by a figure that steps outside, completely dry. Scanio. He is as handsome and dour as you remembered him to be. Good morning. How have you been? His eyebrows arch slightly at the question. Sorry, I never ask that question to people. I'm so sorry that I started now.
Quite well. Hope it's the same for you. I hope you won't mind our early arrival. On the contrary, I commend you for it. 'Tis not wise to make the council wait.
Dockmaster traces the symbol of the prime in the air and steps forward.
May the prime indeed grant you the gift of the cab, Zara.
You perk up once he mentions your name.
You can enter if you wish, but you won't be allowed to stand by the council.
I'll just hang here then.
Suit yourself.
He shifts his attention to the dockmaster, who nods to you before disappearing into the waterfall. Scanio goes after him, leaving you alone with your thoughts. What follows is a rather boring hour. That is until the waterfall splashes open and the dockmaster emerges from the water.
I've long had my sea legs, but this waterfall, it almost gets me.
He finally relaxes his posture and cracks his neck. A big smile illuminates his features. I trust the council agreed to help?
They did. Miss Marinee herself will pinpoint the location of the siren. She was surprised when she didn't see you with me, you know.
Oh. Piss. Shit. Well, fuck. His kind expression is ruined by his shadow. It comes alive with a convulsion while he's none the wiser.
I will arrange for the ship to depart in 2 days.
Not tomorrow?
The ship will need mariners who know the risk and will swear to secrecy. Not the sort of thing you can arrange on a whim. He seems eager to leave, but you want to ask something before he does. What is the council like? 'Tis a spectacle of robes and hoods. Mages sure do like their pomp. The sun is milder now that the evening is approaching. It's time for me to return to the harbor. I don't even want to know what those rascals have been up to in my absence. Take care. Greets you as usual by tipping a hat that's not there, probably an old habit, and heads off. Idleness is forced on you. You head for the Temple of Dawn, rejecting it. There's someone waiting for you outside the temple. Knew I'd find you here. How'd it go? Meeting with the halls? Did they agree to help? You don't even want to ask him how he knows where you took the Dockmaster. Please don't get Bastián in trouble. Not so loud. You don't want to get Bastián in trouble. Oh, shit. A priest nearby glares at him. The Lady of Dawn, forgive me for soiling your home. You shit in here? Look, one of my mates tried to drown himself. Wasn't himself when we pulled him out. He's suddenly serious. When I look at water, I feel its call. It wants me to jump in. Miss, I fear for my life. We all do. Have faith in the Dockmaster. He's doing all he can to help you, even going against the Citadel's wishes. If those nobles dare lay a finger on him. But thank you, miss. You put my heart at ease. May Dawn watch over you. He bows to you and leaves, successful in his ambush. Can you truly blame him? You're not plagued by those nightmares as he is. You take your seat at the usual counter and prepare sheets of paper, ink pots, and a quill. Brother Mattia, who usually offers words of encouragement or some assistance, is nowhere to be found. The other priests gently guide people to your table, but you're a stranger to them. Several are funerary notices for the lands of Lord Rizzo. Farmers haven't stopped dying. What the hell, Cursor? What are you doing over there? It's only after several hours that Brother Mattia walks through the gates of the temple with the deepest frown you've ever seen on him. A priestess tries to exchange a word with him. Mattia dismisses her and disappears into one of the doors that lead to the private area of the temple. I mean, he's been really nice to us. I want to help if I can. You leave your table to follow him. Brother? What? Oh, Sarah, it's you. Forgive me, today has been trying. Can I do anything to help? No. Apologies, I didn't want to be so harsh. He musters a smile. I'm not good company when I'm in such a terrible mood. Why don't you go back to the table? People might be waiting. He gives you a curt nod and marches towards the closest door. I'll see you when you close. Once it's evening, you tidy your counter and Brother Mattia approaches you like he promised he would. Thank you for today, Zara, and sorry for being short with you. He gives you your salary. Do you feel a bit better? I wish I did. He pats you on the shoulder. Take care on the way home. Damn. It's so dark in our room. You're back at the refrain with your mood soured. Not even the tisane you brewed to ease your mind is helping.
Perhaps I should let it steep more.
You take the bundle of daisies and dunk them back into the cup. It's then that you hear footsteps outside your door. A guest? The footsteps continue down the hallway and are followed by the creaking sound of a door opening.
I thought I was alone in here.
I mean, no one told us that we were alone. We were specifically told that we weren't allowed to know if there were other people. You raise your head to the ceiling. They're faint, but you can hear thumps coming from above you. That's where the belfry is. You didn't know it could be accessed. Curiosity gets the better of you. Eager to investigate, you put on your boots and leave your room. One of the doors at the end of the hallway lies ajar, and the smell of summer escapes through it. What the fuck are you doing here? Bathed in moonlight, Ascanio is sitting on the belfry's railing. That's dangerous. What a fine figure he cuts in the night sky. It is a pretty picture. The fuck are you doing here? Yeah. What are you doing here, dude?
What are you doing here?
Admiring the view. Does your heart not stir at the sight?
I mean, but like it's this time? What? Oh, okay. Fucking show off. Fuck you. That's not fair. I want to be able to do that too. I guess I have shadow powers, but still, not fair. As you lean against one of the arches, a spark of magic flickers in his hand, and his eyes move from the field of rooftops that rolls towards the sea to you.
You are troubled.
How can you tell?
You must think very little of me if you expect me not to notice.
Oh, okay.
Mine is only about a foul mood. Hardly anything of concern.
If the view does not bring you solace, some amusement could. What is regret?
Huh? What? Huh? What? Is this question his idea of amusement?
I might be the wrong person to ask.
And why is that?
Your past is limited, for you came into being so recently, but you can't really tell him that without revealing that you're of the abyss. I don't have any regrets.
How fortunate.
I take it that you have several.
My regrets are more numerous than the stars in the sky.
Wow, shit. Dude, you gotta let go of some of that. Jeez, that's not healthy. Countless numbers of them gleam around the moon, brilliant like gems. Beautiful regrets, perhaps?
Why would you call them beautiful? They pierce my heart like swords. Others ache like a bruise.
Listen, dude, I'm bungling this so badly. But also, who's the more interesting option? What do you want from me? Oh, shit.
It's hard to feel joy when it's surrounded by torture.
Fuck. Okay. Jesus. Sorry. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I spoke wrong. I don't do words good. My bad. I misspoke.
I misspoke.
I do not fault you for it.
Thanks. Because it happens a lot, so it's inevitable that it's probably gonna happen again. The breeze carries the smell of the sea to the belfry.
It wasn't my intention to be harsh. Marinette did tell me you lost your memories.
Oh, that's good.
That makes me even more interested in your idea of regret. What is it to you?
I see. Just the fucking dictionary definition. I mean, it's something you gave a shit about, yeah.
Or a poison. Recurring. Addictive. Known. Comforting.
Homie, you need therapy. Oh my god.
What a way to put it.
The corner of his mouth curls upwards in a mirthless smirk.
I will let you be the judge of one of my biggest regrets. One that still clouds my heart to this day.
Oh boy, here we go.
I am bound now to the rules of the halls, but that wasn't always the case.
I mean, isn't that normal? Right? Or wait, are people born into the halls? Shit, I don't remember anymore.
Unlike the other members, I have spent most of my life outside its gilded walls.
Oh, okay. Asked and answered. Thank you.
How come?
I have always preferred manipulating the ether through alchemy rather than magic.
His breath catches.
But when I buried my wife and our little girl, I resigned myself to the yoke of the halls.
Ooh.
You were married? Had a child?
I'm sorry, did you just suggest that... Wait, how did they die? The moonlight shines on his tears.
I have nothing of them left. I cannot steal their likeness from time with a portrait or a lock of hair. Not anymore. Even my memory of them fades with each passing day, eroded bit by the present.
The light in his hand flickers.
I survived them both. This is my biggest regret.
I mean, I don't want to be indelicate, but how? Because I feel like you're beating yourself up too much for this. He rests his head against the arch.
An ailment took them while sparing me.
Okay, that's not your fault. That's not a fucking... What the shit, my guy?
If only I could return the sands of time to their cursed hourglass.
Dude, that... You... fucking nobody can. Unamused, he looks away.
Thank you for telling me about them.
You are the first to ever know.
Truly.
So, you want to talk about it?
Marla used to love singing. She used to serenade our chickens while fetching the eggs. You know, I miss the sound of her voice.
That sounds like his wife. He wipes the tears away.
Our little Tessa. She had the cutest dimples. For her birthday, she demanded we invite the moon for dinner.
Aww. I smile at the tender memory. He falls silent, lost in thought. Death has taken much from him and nothing from you. For the moment.
I forgot to ask. Did the council agree to aid the dockmaster?
They did. Marinette will learn of the location of the siren in 2 days.
You sound displeased.
The more we wait, the more the siren's nightmares spread. Lured by them, some of the mariners have already tried to drown themselves.
I wonder what made the monster awaken.
You have a sinking feeling it might have been roused by one of the people that slew themselves for you.
We will know soon enough, I suppose.
He throws one last glance at the rooftops.
I have much to do tomorrow. Thank you for lending me your ear. I enjoyed our talk.
Same. His handsome smile is reserved for you. Is there still a place for it? Girl! Hey, homie? Not the time. Not after that conversation. Fucking chill. Fucking take a chill pill. Calm down. Go to bed. Go to bed, horny. Jesus. He gestures towards the stairs. You both leave the belfry and he locks the door once you're back in the hallway.
Farewell.
Have a pleasant night.
He nods to you and takes the stairs down, leaving you to the quiet of your own room. Whew. Oh, good. Its gifts have been taken, perverted, morphed. What the fuck are you talking about now? Choked, its song cannot be heard. What, is this about the halls? To give and never take, embrace all and reject none, is one of its mysteries. What the fuck does this mean? Hold on. Give and never take, embrace all and reject none. Embrace all and reject none? All are embraced in their last moment. All return to the abyss. What the fuck does this have to do with the halls? You receive no answer. Fuck you!